Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening. Welcome to another episode of the Good Living Podcast. Again, ah, happy Monday, happy new week. This is the best day of the week. I heard something. If you condition yourself to take Monday as your favorite day of the week, then it won't be so horrible for you and you won't, be so distraught when the weekend finishes because obviously after the weekend will be the best day of the week for you. I hope your weekend was great. Mine was okay. What did I even do this weekend? Yeah, apart from constant lounge visits. Um, I went to church on Sunday. I swear, really, I've been wanting to record this thing, but I did not do it. But I've said, okay, I recorded the podcast this weekend, but I didn't record anything this weekend because I'm just doing it now. And I want to shorten this episode so I can watch the Japan. Who is Japan even playing? I don't know. Watch a match in the World Cup. Um, yeah, Japan Croatia, and that was just my weekend. I went to church. And for those who know me, physically, my hair is blonde, like it's tinted, it's dyed blonde, and my dad naturally doesn't have a problem with it. But I've had it for 2 or 3 months now, maybe more. I think I've had it for like 4 months now. This blonde hair, and he's complained once before. I say, "Yo, it's not enough. Can't you change your hair back to black now?" And I say, "Nah." And yesterday again, no, sometime last week, he reminded me and then sent me a text that okay, I should come to church so we can sing in church, and then please I should cut my hair before coming to church. Well, and don't judge me. I made an effort, all right. I texted my barber. I was like, "Yo, when are you free so you can cut me?" And he said he's writing exams in BSU, so he's writing exams now. He doesn't think he'll be able to work until after his exams, and I respect that. So I wouldn't want to make somebody fail his exams because I want to change my hair color, which I really don't want to change. So I texted my dad back, look, my baba is unavailable this period, but you see me in church, and I came to church, went to church. And if I'm being honest, he admitted that the hair is fine and that it looks good on me. Just that, just to minimize attention, I should be able to lay low or whatever, say from some kind of agent. But I understand him completely. But that was my weekend. I played game yesterday with my friend this month, and God, I took a thrashing. It was like he won me like 3 times, and it was close shaves, like one, won me by one goal, and I was winning him like 5-1, 7-2. All right, that's enough. Let's get to. Yeah, let's get to the video. Oh, I forgot. How could I forget? All right, so there's this place I used to go play ball. Uh, Last Saturday I bombed. No, but I didn't bomb as hard as like one of the times I really bombed. This time I played well. I think I played okay last week. Not this Saturday. They just passed the other one. I think I played okay, but I gave the ball away a few times. It made me play in defense when I normally play in the wings, so it was a bit difficult for me, and I gave the ball away a few times. And the goalkeeper was like, trying to be a little bit more aggressive with me. Hey, you didn't misbehave like that, and I had to like stand up and chance him back. And I eventually scored. That day. Probably the only positive contribution I had. Yeah, well, that was the ultimate one. And then this Saturday, went and played again. Played in the wing, my preferred position. I didn't even give the ball away even once, and I still scored a goal. But it was in a 4-4 draw, so a pretty insignificant goal if you ask me. It wasn't the equalizing goal. We were in the front before they equalized, so it wasn't the equalizing goal for us to equalize. It wasn't the goal that passed them. It was just one of those leading up to it. I think it was like the goal that made it, 2-3 when they were winning us 3-2, and then somebody else scored the 3-3. Somebody else scored 4, and then they scored us again. Yeah, but I scored again, and that really made made my day. And then the goalkeeper was happy and asked me to shake him this time. It was all good vibes, good spirits. It's really nice to be around men. Okay, no, I'm not trying to start something here. I'm just making a statement. Uh, so today, like I said before, I've stopped trying to put caps and topics on my stuff, but there's some things that that have happened that I really want to talk about. So yesterday, when I was playing this game with my friend, I was talking about something happened. Right, he works somewhere. I think I've said his name earlier, but I'm not going to repeat it again. So those who missed it have missed it, and so nothing comes to backfire on anybody. I we were talking, right, but he kept receiving these calls that he didn't want to take. And I was like, you can pause the game and take your call. He said, no, you're disturbing him and I can't help them. It's not his, whatever it is they're calling him for is not in his hands. So I tried to ask, Wagwan, what's going on? And then he said, hold on. And then he took his phone. He now made a call to somebody from the call was seemingly in a higher position than him in the office. He was speaking to them and said, yo, these people are on the ground, right? This was what the conversation was like. But these people are on the ground and they're waiting for the money that they're supposed to give them so they can buy gloves and this and that. Apparently, they were supposed to. Okay, I'm giving too much away. Nah, fuck it, man. Apparently, they were supposed to disburse vaccinate drugs around Benue State. So they're put on the field who need hand gloves, who need some equipment, and then their payment for like going for that job and vaccinating people. And this exercise, the money was disbursed by the governor, right? When he was telling me this thing, he didn't know I was going to use it on the podcast. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I can't just let like sweet things, just like the juicy stuff like this pass. Okay, I'm over promising now. I might under deliver. I'm not saying juicy per se, but it's good stuff, and I want to talk about it. So he called. He was talking to this man. The man was like, okay, yeah. I'll send you the money for it. Yeah, for the thing. So send your account number to me, right? So he sent his account number to the man. And he sent his account number to the man. They will continue playing our game. But these people were still pressuring him from the other end, so he was expecting the alert. But something happened when we were playing the game. My own gamepad was low, so I used my cord to charge the gamepad while I was playing. But you know that you get lost when you're playing your game, and then something happened that required that I needed to I yanked my. I didn't see the charger there. I forgot the charger was still connected, so I moved my pad like with swiftly away from the charger. So I essentially just spoiled the cord, right? I spoiled the cord. It was bent in. I had to flick it out of the pad. So the cord was damaged. And then all of a sudden too, my guy's phone died. So his own pad was running low, lower than my own even. So it eventually died. His phone was dead and there was no cord around for us to revive any of those things. So we just stayed randomly. But in the meantime, people who had his other number, you're calling him. So these other people on the field had his other number. And they were calling the other phone, calling him, and he was saying, yo, obviously whoever has not sent this money to me, when he does, we are going to reimburse disburse it to you guys, so just chill. And they were chilling, and then we had to get a call. I went to ask my next door neighbor. They say they're using their code, so yeah, all right. I didn't want to ask everybody else in my compound, so I just left that. And then he now called somebody that wasn't too far off from my area and asked the guy if he could bring us an Android code, which he did. So the guy brought it, we revived the pad, revived his phone. He was expecting that. In fact, we were even joking around that this man would have sent this money now, and he would say this guy has received money now and turned off his phone. So when he turned on his phone, you guessed correctly now, the money was not there. And then these people are still bugging him because we don't have angles, we don't have this, our money in call. And then my guy now had to call this man again. And I was telling him, yo, this is the thing that people do. You want somebody is asking you for money you don't really want to give. You tell them, give me your account number, and then you just blank them. And then when they start calling again, you just won't pick. And then you can pick at whenever time is convenient for you, or you can now call them back and say, sorry, I slept, I was with this or was with that. So he now called this man and said, sorry, sir, this was still disturbing me. How about the money you're supposed to send? And mind you, this is not his money. This is when you're supposed to just simply pass through him as per chain of command something, pass through him and then go to people who actually own this money, which are the workers in the field. But he's making this guy literally kind of begging for the money, and he's saying now he's with so person, so when he's done he will do it. In fact, don't worry, he will do it right away. And my guy said okay, and we waited again. We played the game a little more. Then somebody again from the field called. Somebody who was around the same rank with him in the office that was in the field now called. They said, yo, he's waiting for this man. And he's doing that. So the man now apparently, I don't know, I didn't hear this call. I don't understand the language that much. So what I deduced from the call was that other guy now might have spoken to this man or has a clue what the main guy was trying to do with the money. And he said he's not going to pay everything. It's supposed to be 30 grand all around for each person doing that work, and he's planning to pay significantly less than that. I don't know if you guys are surprised by this level of fund stealing, or is it just me? But I heard something around the region of 6,000. Okay, so but time passed, right? And other random people were still calling this guy, and then I know that within themselves in the field, they were beginning to think that this my guy now was trying to hold their money. You know, and so he had to just be explaining to them that yo, this man has not sent me the money. So he now eventually called the man like, this is getting out of hand now. How far with the money? The man said, okay, this is what he's going to do. He's going to send. I mean, he's going to everybody 60 that they're supposed to give them. Because what he's supposed to do is disburse money for hand gloves and like equipment, and also their pay for the day. But the man just rounded everything up and said, I don't know how many are they. Tell me, and then I'll send you money that will be 6 grand for all of them for each person that's there. And apparently, what they sent, it was supposed to go. There was money for equipment, and then also 30 grand for everybody doing that job. But it didn't work out that way. So the man sent the 6 grand and kept the rest, obviously. God, and I was like, rah, how? I mean, I know people do this now. It's not as if I'm a foreigner or whatever. But how can you, even if you want to steal money, your original plan, your original plan will be to not even like they will disburse money for something and give it to you, and then your original plan will be not to give anybody at all the money. Like, it does my head in. How can you be that wicked? And don't tell me, okay, if you are in that position too, you will do it. I would not do it. And I was saying this in you, there are certain levels in life where everybody is, prone to corruption. But at a certain level now, but it now reaches a stage where it is your own kind of person that it boils down to. Not everybody who goes and is promoted and is in like a high level of government will be stealing money. That's just the truth. There are people who you would give a certain salary, yes, and then with all the extra goodies that come with it, they would not see the need. They have enough empathy for the common man and the other people that they would not see the need or see it as being correct for them to, or okay, to steal money or to just take money and put in their pocket that they were supposed to use to help other people. There are people who are like that, and I'm one of them. So I'd not see how another person would take money that people are under sun working. They give you their payment, and then you now put it all in your pocket and like not want to release it until they pressure you. You will now take out. Guess what? That is not even 50% of what you're supposed to pay them. That's like 40%. I heard a story about this same man where he was giving 5 million to give somebody, and he gave the person 250,000 naira. Like, how can this? I'm not like making this up. It's the same person, the same actual individual. 250 grand. This is not even up to 10% of what they sent you to give this person. You gave him 5% of his total money. You took 95 for yourself. As the messenger, your cut is 95. The receiver is 5. Well, I'm just saying, man, we have to do better. Everybody's happy now that Obi is going to be president. I mean, except for rigging, all right, it's already evident and obvious. You can tell me he doesn't have any structure in the villages, that. He has. And I've heard, okay, I'm going to digress here now. And I've heard people say, look, in those ways, when it's actual election day, APC and PDP people will come. They will go and meet a certain sect of old people or, impressionable people, and then give them 500 or 1,000 and say, hey, put your, vote this one here and take 500. But the structure that are in the rural areas now is not just the electoral campaign structure. The structure in the rural areas now are people who on election day also will be there to make sure these things don't happen, right? If in my own small vicinity, I want to help out, and there are people who are doing random, anonymous, and how will I say it, unsolicited. I won't say unsolicited. What's the word? Like, where it's donation by themselves, and they're doing it for Labour Party for the sake of Peter Obi. And so on election day, I believe there are people who will use their own money, the way they've been using their own money to build buildings and secretariats all around Nigeria, to unbribe or rebribe those people who APC or PDP want to bribe to vote for them. So you think that they're not going to be Labour Party observers at major polling units, even in the rural areas, then you're wrong. Because I believe they will be there. And when somebody comes with an offer and say, vote this person for me, and take 500 when you finish, I'm pretty sure one of those people will come and be like, no, I'll give you 1,000 if you vote. Or you just vote your mind. Or guy, you leave this woman alone. You vote your mind. It might cause a fight, but there's also security there. And See, there are two juggernaut parties. There's APC and there's PDP. So it's not as if you tell me that all the security belongs to one party and they will take sides and make somebody vote. It's just wrong. There's so many eyes for that thing to actually happen that blatantly. So except violence happens and then there's no voting. But there's electronic voting and there's all these things that are going to come in these new elections that is going to make it very difficult for anybody to rig it. And that's why I actually realistically believe that the candidate who is the most popular is going to win. What was I talking about? This great thing. Like everybody's saying, if Obi gets to office now, things will change. Things will change, yeah, truly, but not as much as you think they will. Because if the person that is directly above you in the office or directly above you in the place where you're supposed to be receiving some one goodie or the other is constantly matching it, Obi is not going to come down from wherever he is to come and check that person and then give you what belongs to you. So everybody has to develop like mindset from the leadership. If the leadership now, for example, let me digress once more. The first when I first noticed that Buhari was a fraud was where after winning the elections, there are two things I saw that made me realize this man is a fraud. The first one was when the list for his ministers came. Okay, both of them were where the list of his ministers came out, but it was two different things that I noticed. Okay, I've slipped into the accent here. I'm just going to continue. So he brought out this list, and then what I saw on the list was like major people who were the ministers were all people who have been ministers in past failed governments before. So all these PDP guys who actually decamped and came to APC because Buhari won the election, we are all getting ministerial appointments. And I was like, wait, if you're combating corruption, then how come the people who we're expecting to go to jail after you assume office are now becoming ministers? You're basically getting a promotion by joining your team. And then I knew that was like the first red flag for me. And then the second red flag was when I noticed that there was his name as the Minister of Petroleum. Alright, so our oil and gas, our major source of income, is overseen by our president, and it's not really enriching the country. The money is just missing up and down. They say there's stolen oil. They're literally selling the country's oil in the black market, and they're not recording it, and so they're calling it missing or stolen oil under his own watch, the president. But that didn't happen then. I just saw him as and people are saying no, he's here to checkmate it. He's here to like make sure nobody comes and steals and all of that stuff. So you don't have one person that you trust to be the Minister of Petroleum. It has to be you. And then I just knew that was a red flag, right? You bring all these old people in that has been there before, so there's no particular change except that you, the president, are the only change. So even with Bill Obi, I'm still going to use that formula. I'm going to see who he puts in his cabinet. And if it's people who have a track record of doing good, who have a track record of honesty, like he does, then I know that okay, things can start changing. Because if you put Minister of Petroleum or Education and it's somebody who is as upright as he is, or as he is, has been proven to be, I don't know how he is real, then you can rest your mind and at least have some confidence in the fact that that person would not allow the things that Peter Obi would not allow himself, because it's a man of like manner and of like values. And then there will not be all the scam and all the mago that has been happening. It's not going to happen because this new man who has a similar track record of honesty with like Peter Obi would checkmate all those things, and then by extension would have a better country. Because if you are in the health sector, for example, and then the general overall head, like maybe the Minister of Health, for example, is an upright man, when somebody is caught stealing, when corruption is found out in the ministry, that upright man is not culpable, and he is the Oga Patapata. He's the one that's going to make sure people get in line, and he can punish those who are perpetrating the evil. So once there's one scapegoat, everybody's going to be scared now. This is our new organ they fuck around. So we shouldn't be taking money or doing all the corruption that we are doing, and those things begin to change slowly. But if your guy is culpable, which is what's happening in this country right now, if your guy is culpable, he catches you stealing and he's like, you did not bring my share. Because he cannot say, you're a thief. Wow, I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to sack you. You're going to lose your job. Because you know that he too everybody else that is stealing around you before they caught you used to steal, and he knows, and they used to give him his cut, and he used to steal his own too. So if he tries to fire you, you can fire him back with that one. But when your guy is not culpable, then you are scared because it's only you. You're alone. There's no backing. There's nobody above him that is a thief with you. So I think that's what he has to do. That's where we can now have some confidence, and then all of these shenanigans can actually stop. But whether that will happen or not is left for time to unravel and show us that. But that's it with politics. And I don't have anything. Good. Everybody has stopped talking about Tinubu. You know what's funny? How come it is that it's almost every? I know it might be propaganda, and people are actually just looking for stuff to try and make him look worse than he actually is. I do believe that his situation is worse. He's fucking 90 years old or 87 or whatever. He's really old. But why does it seem to me that almost every time he comes out to make a public appearance, there's just something bad in it? I don't think I've seen it. When I've been to Twitter intentionally to look for this that I'm talking about now, and I've not found it. Like a full, video of Tinubu actually enunciating properly. Like a video that is more than 1 minute long, where he said everything he said was understandable, coherent speech, and everything like standard. There's always errors, and uh, it shocks me. Oh, I won't lie. It shocks the hell out of me because how come like almost every single time we talk there's an error. Yeah, there's a joke I even saw. People who have me on WhatsApp would have seen it by now. Those who view my status. So there are different types of blue, right? They showed a picture of navy blue, showed a picture of sky blue, showed a picture of royal blue, showed a picture of one other blue, and then they showed another picture and it was ball blue. Another one was blue and bulava. That was it's hilarious. I laughed. I had to collect it from where I saw it. I had posted. Um, yeah, but that one is crazy as well. Yeah, and then I need you guys to watch out for my next episode. No, man. Okay, I'm going to have the audio version ready so that you can listen as well. But I have an episode coming out on YouTube where I feature the wildest stories I've ever heard. Right, and it's with my guy Alpha Male and Tall Slim Chop Boy. So there's three of us in that video. We've not put out something on YouTube for a while, and I think that's going to be very interesting. So don't miss it. Yeah, and then at this stage we have an ad. Yeah, we have an ad. We have something to advertise to you. And Sisi's House. Sisi's House is a brand where you can get every single thing you want to wear on your body, especially for men. Sisi's House has shirts, has shoes, trousers, belts, jackets, caps, masks, fucking underwear, and watches, wristbands, anything that a man can put on his body. Yeah, occasionally they have bags and things that women accessories for women, not clothes but accessories for women. It's like stilettos, shoes, and all of that. Prices are very friendly, quality stuff. I think there's shirts that go for 5,000 naira, which are really quality. If you see me, I wear a lot of stuff from Sisi's House, and those shirts are amazing. So yeah, you can get those stuff at Sisi's House. The WhatsApp link would be in the description of this podcast, so you can directly contact them from the WhatsApp link. And yeah, pretty nice. All right, on to the next segment. So I saw a story. This one, I won't say this is not a mail like a standard mail. By the way, goodlivingpodcast@gmail.com. That's where you get your mails and your stories. I'm going to keep you anonymous and like dissect your issues here as best as I can. So it's good living, GoodLivingPodcast @gmail.com. Sure, hope I didn't fuck up that spelling. But it's goodlivingpodcast@gmail.com. Please contact us and contact me. It's not us. And yeah, I would love to I'd love to hear your story and like, do the best I can to therapize and solve your problem. But here is one that I had earlier. This one wasn't like a full something. Like somebody just started me on TikTok, and like we had a small conversation about he's a virgin, right? The guy is 22, but he's a virgin. I was asking like, what does he do? Because it's embarrassing. And it's funny because on the Monday morning podcast, but one guy's podcast I listened to, somebody sent him an actual mail of this issue one time. I can't remember which episode. Yeah, and and I said he should listen. I just tried to bait him so I can get someone to listen to my shit here. I said, no, listen to my podcast. I'm going to discuss your issue here. So I wish I had someone in the house. Maybe you could bounce off ideas. But I said, look, listen, there's one thing I know you shouldn't do, right? If you're a man and you are pretty advanced in age to be a virgin, and you're a virgin, I don't know what you should do exactly, but I have some pointers. But what I know you shouldn't do is prostitute, right? Don't go get a hookup girl just because you're virginity. It's one way or the other. That's you're going to regret that, and plus you're going to catch something. You can't you're going to catch something. So no, don't do that. Um, well, here's what you should do, right? Just live life, but try to be more outgoing, right? Don't you, you know your insecurity can make you go and start googling what do girls like? How can I get a girl to sleep with me? That's loser stuff. Don't let any of your friends see that they'll laugh at you. But your friends would help you, right? If you've not told any of your guy friends, you probably shouldn't. If they know already, then one thing I know about men is that they will want to help you get laid actually. So I think it's your own courage that's stopping you, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel is his name, but there's no fucking way you're going to find him. There's a million Daniels on TikTok. Nigerian Daniels on TikTok still would be up to him up to like 100,000. So yeah, you can't pinpoint which Virgin Daniel I'm talking about. But here's what you do. If you're not an outgoing person, because I highly doubt that if you're an outgoing person, you've not gotten to that stage before. But I didn't get to part of the conversation because we were laughing about other stuff before you mentioned that. Ask me a question, I diverted it. But what I wanted to tell him then was if you're an outgoing person, then probably you have gotten to certain stages where it was just the final act that didn't go down. But if you're not, you probably not even gotten to a stage where you would even be alone. That would create that possibility for you. So what I would advise then would be for you to find a girlfriend, but not don't be desperately looking for somebody to date you. No, just every girl you meet, nurture the possibility in your mind of being in a romantic relationship with this person. Nurture the possibility. Don't dwell on it, but be charismatic, smile when you talk, and make jokes, be funny, but be masculine as well because that would attract a woman to you the same way a hen is attracted to a masculine cock or a cow is attracted to a bull. It's just his nature. So if you're the type that shies away from stuff, shies away from like if you're out with a girl, for example, and she doesn't know what to pick, even if you two you don't know, just make a random choice. 100% of the time, the fact that she doesn't know me, she doesn't know any better, and then she will go with your choice. And it's just little things that makes you more attractive. If that is the problem, it is attraction that's the problem. Um, Obviously you can get it up and you can perform, and then yeah, there's also the anxiety of you know bombing the first time, like fucking up the first time. it, I don't think you should tell the girl that's your if you're somebody you're dating, then maybe yeah you should when you have actually agreed, yo, this is happening because this is my girlfriend, obviously we are together and this is going to happen. If you're going to do that, then you can tell the person that this is your first time. But if it's a random person, you probably shouldn't because they can just enter their WhatsApp group and laugh at you. So though no. But if you're scared that the first time is going to bomb, then just get over it because it is going to bomb, right? 90% of the time. That's what happens. But it's good when you get over it and you can now begin to improve and be better in that aspect. So the insecurity will kill you forever if you don't like jump over that line. So that's what you should do. You can be old as fuck, but the way to do it is not to sleep with just any random person. And I on that podcast I listened to where they had the similar issues. One guy was advising the person that sent this the mail similar to this that maybe he should find the loose girl in the area. Like he has a group of friends, he's in a school or whatever. You have a clique, even if it's in your area, find the slot and like try to get with her because she's the cheap person. She has loads of experience, so you probably underneath her as well as some other guys who are not even virgins. But I don't think that's good. That's a good idea because that way you can still catch something. She's not a hooker, she's not a prostitute, but it's just not the way to go. I think you want your first time to be something you can remember and with somebody you actually think deserves it. I know that's the female way of looking at it. But since you've held it this long, then you might as well make it valuable instead of throwing it away to some girl you pay change. So that that would be it from me. And you know what? Generally, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you don't want to, if you don't, every man, if you make yourself a man of desirable quality, like you have money, you fit, you put yourself in the best physical shape that you can, and all of that, you are accomplishing your career, whatever you do, then you will obviously find a mate because women are like way more than men, and people would want you because you'll be eligible bachelor. So eventually, you will form a fine romantic relationship, and you eventually lose that virginity. So don't bother yourself about it. It's not one of the important things in your life as it is. It might seem like it because all your friends talk about it, and maybe you have to lie sometimes that you've been with somebody or the other. Another thing they're doing. Don't lie with real people, please. Don't say you're with uh Folake from zoology, because Folake from zoology actually exists. But the sex between you and Folake and from zoology does not exist, and that's you lying and slandering her, and that's fucked up. So if you're going to make up stories to your guys, let it be fictional, hypothetical people, fictional people that they would never meet in real life. So that's that. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast all the way up to this uh level. And you know what? I have a gift for people who listen to the ending. Put your account number in my DM wherever you can find any DM. Put your account number in that DM. There's a gift for you. Bye. Nah, I'm kidding. Psych. I'm kidding. Bye. Have a good week.